Hello, I'm Robert, and you're welcome here in my busy little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, it's time to set up, unload the trailer, and set up my winter shop here. And yeah, I'm a snowbird. So you may have seen the video of loading this. If not, I'll put a link in the description if you want to go back and see that. But I thought I would do a little bit different take on today's. Typically, I'll speed it up and I'll put some music in there for you to listen to as I get everything put away. But I thought today maybe I would discuss a little bit about some of my upcoming projects. I've got some comparison videos coming out and follow up on others, but I thought I would do that instead of sped up music. We'll get a little bit of, I guess, work out of it as well and communicating what's going on. But I'm really excited to be here. It's starting to get a little chilly up in Colorado, but it's kind of a warm day, so I'll probably be a little sweaty by the time I'm done. I think it's like 89 degrees out. Of course, I waited till it got warm before I started unloading the trailer instead of doing it early. But I'm always a little bit nervous about this next part, and that's opening up this back hatch on the trailer and seeing what has settled. The road was pretty rough coming down here, so I'm sure that it's settled a little bit. Hopefully things don't fall out on the floor. But that's what we got going on in the shop today. I appreciate you being here along with me. Oh, I'll tell you what, doesn't look like it went too far. It's all settled down just a little bit, but not too much. I had this packed pretty tight, so probably wasn't a lot of room to move here, but let me go ahead and we'll get this unloaded. Looks like I need to work on this seal here, but we'll get this unloaded and I'll cover a few topics as we go. I appreciate you following along today. So there's a few different things I'm going to cover, and some of it I talked a little bit about in my live stream, but I'm going to finish my series on contact adhesive, and I've got one on thinners. I already have it recorded. That'll be coming out fairly soon. But I had a couple of viewers ask me about comparing the burnish, say on the edge of a belt, between using the different types of contact adhesives. So I've got a comparison coming up to see if it affects the burnish. I think some of that's going to depend on how porous the leather was and how far into it that was absorbed, but that's just a guess there. But also I thought I would see if it affects how it takes dye in those areas. I do know that on a natural belt, when I have the two layers and then I do a burnish, you do see the glue line there, but on darker ones it's not nearly as evident. Next, I'm going to cover a design and create of an overnight tote or bag. This is going to be similar to the bag that I did, a weekend bag, a couple of years ago around Christmas. But that bag was really pretty simple with just an open container. Just when you open up the zipper, there was nothing else to it. But I want to include a couple of side zippers. Those have kind of intimidated me, but I'm going to do that with a drop-in liner in there. So I'm going to have a lot of moving parts on that, and I think a lot of times when I create the video, I'm really just start to finish of making that. But I thought I would do a few, I would call them maybe like warm-up type of videos of how each of these elements go together and see if we can figure out together on how to make this easy to do, or maybe even more important than easy, but repeatable to where I can make more than one. That's been one of the challenges for me on, say, purses and bags. I've got it down pat on the tote, but I want to be able to have something there on the sales counter and someone looks at it and says, I want this exact same bag and I want it in blue. And then being able to fall back on those skills and create that same bag in a different color but have all those same elements in there. And part of that, I think, is coming up with reliable supplies. In the past, I've gone to fabric stores and bought zippers and such there, and I think at times that's really not as effective, especially if they go out of business or they stop making a particular zipper. Next, I want to cover resist, and I mentioned this in the live stream, but I think a lot of times we end up reaching a point where our system that we use, say as clear finishes, starts from, you know, somewhere, and it wanders and follows a path depending on challenges that we encountered. And the tan coat I had on hand, because that's what, when I first visited Tandy, they said would be great for the clear finish. And in my opinion, it doesn't seal and protect nearly as well as Resin. And, you know, there's a whole shine on the Resin side of things. But in talking with Ian from Phoebing's, I had mentioned to him, well, now what am I going to do with, you know, the majority of a quart of Resin? He said it worked good as a resist. So that's how I really fell into using tan coat. But I've ordered resist. Well, I've ordered materials to do a resist comparison of Resin, Pro Resist, tan coat. Put in your comments if there's another product you would like to see me compare in there on the resist video. Then let me know what that is so that I can get that on hand. If it's, you know, somewhat readily available to me, then I'll grab that and we'll go from there. I've had a few people ask me about my experience with the Leather Machine Company pieces of equipment that I've got, the sander, burnisher, pretty much kind of a straightforward deal on that. I will say that I don't use the burnisher much. I played with it a little bit up front, and it just really is slow for me actually to get what I'm looking for. I've used it on some holsters and such, but I've not really done much more than test with belts. The skiver, I've had people ask me about showing some of the different steps of skiving. Skiving around a corner, an inside corner, and different things such as that. You know, how do I do that, and how does it work for me, and things that I've learned along the way. So I'm going to do a series of either shorts or just short videos of showing how it's worked for me and how my skills have adapted over the length of time that I've had it to use. I've had the skiver now for, well, I guess it's a year. It'll be a year this next coming week that I purchased it, and then obviously, you know, it took time to get home from the show and get it set up and use it. And I feel like I've really learned quite a bit. I created a video on it earlier of things I didn't like about it, and I got a little bit of pushback on that, which I'm okay with. And I would actually bet that if I talked to the Leather Machine Company, they would say they would rather me point out areas that I feel are challenges or shortcomings, because the last thing they really want to do is to sell a skiver to someone and then have them not happy with how it worked. So look forward to those videos as well. And I'm just wrapping up here, so I'll go away from my voiceover and we'll just go back to regular programming. Well, there you go. We'll call it 97% settled in. I've got a few things to move around, not as much as before. I need to put the top back on, or the motor back on the pedestal for the sander burnisher, but other than that, I'm in pretty good shape. I need to probably go through and do some type of an inventory on my leather, because I don't know how many times this summer I'd pull a box out, I'm like, oh yeah, forgot about that leather. But I need a better idea of what that's going to be. And then lastly, I need to go through my completed projects that I have on sale. I can probably go through what I've sold, because I keep track of what I sell against what I had when I started, but you know, I could be off a little bit. But I need to figure out probably a list of inventory things to build over the wintertime. I think maybe I'd be better off to create my wish list of what I'd like to have in inventory by May of next year and kind of put it in order, compare that against the leather. I think I have, other than belts, because I probably need some more, we could always use more, right? Vegetable tan leather, but I've got a lot of chrome tan and I need to use that up. I've got a couple of projects coming your way. You probably heard me talk a little bit about projects while I was getting the trailer unloaded. It seemed like it went easier. Of course, it should be easier to unload it because it just all comes out. The other way, you're trying to figure out what goes next. But I need to go through and figure out all those projects and such. But I find myself kicking the can down the road here. So I think we'll wrap up there. I appreciate you being with me as we make this move here to our winter shop, and I think we're ready to go. I've got like 5 projects that I need to get finished. 3 of them are belts. I won't bore you with all of that, but I've got a couple other interesting projects that we'll bring you along on. I appreciate you taking time to be within the shop today. Please like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, I hope you have a great day.